My dear good people of Rivers State, you will recall that Rivers State was placed under a 6-month emergency rule declared by Mr. President, His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, on the 18th of March 2025, following the intense political crisis in our state. It is without doubt that the 6 months had been enormously challenging for our dear state under the emergency rule. As your governor, I accepted to abide by the state of emergency declaration and choose to cooperate with Mr. President and the National Assembly, guided by my conviction that no sacrifice was too great to secure peace, stability, and progress of Rivers State. This was why I also resisted the pressure to challenge the constitutionality of the declaration of the state of emergency, the suspension of democratic institutions, and all other action that we endured during the difficult period. In the course of this 6 months period, Mr. President graciously brokered the peace process with all the parties successfully. Our leader, His Excellency Onyesom Ezenwanwike, CON, all members of Rivers State House of Assembly, and I, as your governor, have all accepted to bury the hatchet and embrace peace and reconciliation in the best interests of our dear state. We believe the political crisis is now behind us and that peace and stability have once again returned to Rivers State, though not without the hard lessons learned from the emergency rule. The responsibility now rests squarely on us, the government, the State House of Assembly, the political leaders, the stakeholders, to put aside our differences, work for the common good, advance the interests of our people above all else. We have a duty to ensure that the peace we have all embraced remain permanent in our dear states. On behalf of the government and the good people of Rivers State, I extend our heartfelt gratitude to Mr. President for his fatherly disposition and decisive intervention in resolving the political crisis and for graciously restoring full democratic governance to our states. Personally, I will never take Mr. President's kindness for granted, and for that, I hereby reaffirm my utmost loyalty and eternal gratitude. To those who have expressed genuine fear, frustration, and uncertainty over the nature of the peace process, I assure you that your concerns are valid and understood. However, nothing has been irretrievably lost. There remain ample opportunity for necessary adjustment, continued reconciliation, and inclusiveness. We must all remember the saying, the costless peace is cheaper than the cheapest war. Accordingly, let us therefore embrace this moment as a fresh beginning. Let us work together with renewed hope and determination to build a stronger, more peaceful, and prosperous Rivers State. I assure you that we will continuously work together, ensuring that we carry everyone along. Despite the turbulence, you are aware of the credible milestone our administration achieved in infrastructure, education, healthcare, and other key sectors over the last 2 years. Our immediate responsibility is to return to the path of governance and development by completing the projects which we started, by ensuring that none of them is starved of fund or neglected, thereby reviving our economy, protecting life and property, and improving the well-being of all Rivers people. I commit to working harmoniously with the Rivers State House of Assembly to recover lost grounds and accelerate the social and economic advancement of our dear state. I also renew my pledge to serve with the fear of God, humility, and a high sense of duty. I wish to sincerely thank you, the resilient people of Rivers State, for your patience, your courage, your peaceful conduct during the 6 months of emergency rule. I also extend appreciation to all stakeholders, religious leaders, traditional rulers, civil society groups, political actors, women groups, youth, concerned citizens at home and abroad, and well-wishers who prayed and sustained us through the challenging period. Above all, let us draw strength from our shared identity as Rivers people. Our diversity is our greatest asset, and our unity the strongest guarantee of our future. We must rise above bitterness and division and channel our energy into rebuilding trust, fostering inclusiveness, and securing a peaceful and prosperous state for all. Once again, I thank and appreciate our father, Mr. President, His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, for his timely intervention and dedication to ensuring the restoration of peace and stability in our state. I also thank our leader, His Excellency Onyesom Ezenwa-Wike, CON, the Honorable Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, for committing to the prompt resolution of this political impasse in the states. I also wish to express my profound thanks to the President of the Senate, His Excellency Senator Goswell Akpabio, the Speaker of the House of Representatives, His Excellency Dr. Abbas Tajuddin, and the distinguished members of the National Assembly for the role they all played in resolution of this matter. I thank the Honorable Speaker and all members of the State Assembly, respected elders, stakeholders, and all concerned citizens for working together to resolve our differences and ensuring that peace and harmony is in our state. Finally, I call on all citizens of Rivers State, regardless of political, religious, and ethnic affiliation, to join hands in rebuilding our beloved state and ensuring a future of dignity and progress for everyone. In all, I give glory to the Almighty God. Thank you all. May God bless Rivers State and all its people. May God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Governor Fubara never protested. Governor Fubara just kept quiet. If Fubara Abinisio felt that he's fighting for the good people of Rivers State, if I was to be his shoe, I will fight that cause to the end. Even at the end of the day, if the result at the end of the day does not go my way, it will be in the annals of history that I stood against this level of impunity. Fubara never did that. Fubara took the more easier option and he taken and submitted. Fubara is going there to be controlled by the FCT minister. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. I will say is this. Fubara is at the mercy of the FCT minister. Okay. Whatever the FCT minister tells Fubara, that's exactly what will happen. So the state is still within the control of the FCT minister. To say that he is not going to appoint commissioners or he's not going to appoint commissioners or anybody for the governor is quite laughable. It's quite laughable because as it is, Fubara is not a man of his own. He's been defeated. He was not only was he not only was Fubara defeated, Fubara was humbled. He was humbled. He was humbled. He was humbled. But look at what I'm saying. What I'm saying is this. Let me marry this thing with the case of Natasha. Natasha is a woman. She was suspended, and in her own reckoning, she believed she was wrongly suspended. Natasha took this matter to international community. Natasha was everywhere saying that this injustice cannot be sustained. Now, how can a man, you see the thing, how can a man that the president have committed what I can call a constitutional breach? You understand? And you went home, you kept your mouth shut. You understand? And took the more easier option, which is to lie flat to your abusers. He begged in Nigeria and begged in abroad. Governor Fubara never protested. Governor Fubara just kept quiet. He kept quiet.
You saying that he disrupted to not change anything?
No, at least you can't beat a child and ask the child not to cry. You understand? And then this thing affected you directly. You should take the lead. All of us, everybody in Nigeria understood the situation, and we knew that this thing was completely an aberration. So we had expected Governor Fubara to lead a protest. You understand?
In Rivers State or in Abuja?
Both in Rivers State and in Abuja.
On
You understand?
the next day,
Let me give you an instance. I have seen governors, even from the same Rivers State, I have seen them go against the president of this country. Amechi fought Jonathan to a standstill. And you could see there was a time when there was Governors Forum election in Nigeria, when Jonathan said Amechi shouldn't contest. Amechi contested. At the end of the day, Amechi defeated Jonathan, who was Jonathan's preferred candidate. You understand? Now, people looked at that matter. You within that period of time, you will see Amechi shout. Amechi was talking. You understand? Now, Wike himself fought Buhari's government.
Yes.
You understand? Now, how can you be suspended? A democratically elected governor, your mandate was cut short, and then all you can do was to go home and cry. No. There are a whole lot of options available for him to explore.
I don't think you are being fair to Governor Fubara. I don't think you are being fair. If we were to be realistic, if we were to be fair enough, you will not understand that the Nigeria political system or democratic system, we in time of Obasanjo, and the Nigeria democratic system, we in time of Goodluck Jonathan, the Nigeria democratic system, we in time of Buhari, and now in time of Tinubu is not the same thing. In time of Jonathan, we are hearing people protesting, NLC, now Labour Congress. Well, hearing Labour and LLC making small statements, but now you cannot even make statements.
The truth is,
even under this administration, that even an LLC chairman was attacked
in Imo State.
Now, so what am I trying to say in essence is this? Let's take Natasha for Senator Natasha, right? For example.
Yes.
What did she do? She protested. She went to National Assembly. She protested. She even tried to resume. She protested. She have done everything constitutionally right for her to do, for her to resume office. In terms of democracy, what have her protests done or changed in the life of her Fabio and the National Assembly?
Now that of Natasha is a different case. Natasha, they are not elected. Look at the different scenario. Natasha is a lawmaker from Kogi State. She abused certain legislative rules, and then she was suspended. Now, when she was suspended, she was told to stay out for 6 months. You understand? Now, she looked at it and she said no. She decided to take the matter to the court. You understand? The matter is still, the fact, discussing that matter is still sub judice. The matter is still in the court. You understand? Now, as at my last count, she have served that 6 months. But I want you to understand that Natasha did not accept that suspension from the Senate. Assuming he accepted the suspension from the Senate, he would have just served these 6 months, and then with a written apology, the Senate would have reabsorbed her. But she decided to take the matter to court. So now, the first court of instance have exhausted the matter. Now the matter have gone to appeal. You understand? It will to get to Supreme Court. So it is a matter that is still in court. Yes, it is. Now The thing there is this, Fubara, these things are constitutional matter. When Fubara was suspended, he had a whole lot of options. One is to bend down to his oga. You understand? His oga wanted his absolute loyalty. That's one. And now the second option to fight is to approach the court. You understand? We all know.
Which will
you understand?
An endless fight.
We all know that certain cabal, certain individual controls the Nigerian judiciary. But then you can make a statement. You understand? If maybe you were, if I were, okay, let me put myself in this.
If Governor Fubara,
if I'm Governor Fubara, if I'm Governor Fubara, yes, if I'm Governor Fubara, yes. If I'm going to go into a war,
if you are
that's what Fubara, I am not. One. Governor Fubara, I am. Let's assume you are Governor Fubara. That's what I'm telling you. And they have suspended you. That's what I'm telling you. That night they suspend you. What will be your that's what I'm telling you. That first is that I can't play that type of schoolboy politics. Okay. What Governor Fubara played is schoolboy politics. That one aside. But let me say this: the two options available to him was number one to become a complete slave to his ex-wife boss, Minister of FCT, Nyesowike, or to fight him head-on. Now, to fight him head-on would have been approaching the Supreme Court. You understand? Now, look at Natasha. You mentioned Natasha. You mentioned Natasha. Do you know you mentioned? Is it Fubara that will approach? Let me tell you what happened in the case of those PDP governors. Let me tell you what happened. Fubara approached the PDP governors. Yes. Approached the Supreme Court on behalf of Governor Fubara. One, you must know that to a very large extent, PDP is compromised. PDP is largely controlled by Nyesowike. You understand? And Nyesowike is the one fighting Fubara. You understand? Now, that is one. At some point, some governors of the PDP, people that approached the Supreme Court, started withdrawing from the matter. Some of them even started leaving PDP. But look at what I'm saying. What I'm saying is this. Let me marry this thing with the case of Natasha. Natasha is a woman. She was suspended, and in her own reckoning, she believed she was wrongly suspended. Natasha took this matter to the international community. Yes. Natasha was everywhere saying that this injustice cannot be sustained. Now, how can a man, you see the thing, how can a man that the president have committed what I can call a constitutional breach? You understand? And you went home, you kept your mouth shut. You understand? And took the more easier option, which is to lie flat to your abusers. So the way I look at it is this: Fubara,
what do you have done?
That is what I have told you. What I have told you is very simple.
You will have made noise.
I will create awareness. You understand? I will create awareness. You understand? So that other countries of the world,
will it change anything?
Even though it will not bring the much needed result, but that awareness is very important to our democracy.
You know that after your awareness, the same president that gave him 6 months can also renew it.
Now, let me give you an instance. In the first place, the president does not even have the Lucas Standi to suspend the democratically elected government. Now, we are saying that it is a constitutional breach. We are saying that if Fubara, what I'm saying, we are not saying the same thing.
The people that will tackle the same constitution
are
silent. Excuse me. I interviewed a barrister yesterday.
Yes.
The barrister said that even the Nigeria Bar Association, the whole lawyers in Nigeria, said that the president does not have power to suspend him.
Yes.
But no court in Nigeria made a statement. No court made a judgment. No court even told the sole arbiter not to resume office.
Now,
despite that people have approached the court.
Now,
so what will you do?
See what I'm saying. This thing is very simple. If you are fighting a cause, you must be determined to fight that cause to the end. Even though the result does not go your way. You understand? If I believe, like personally, I used to rate the president of this country very high. You understand? I used to rate him very high. We used to think that he did well in Lagos. But for me, as an individual, seeing what happened in Nigeria on March 18th, how a governor was flagrantly and recklessly suspended, I doubt if the president of this country understands the workings and modalities of our constitution. why I'm telling you this. Why I'm telling you this is this. If Fubara ab initio felt that he's fighting for the good people of Rivers State, if I was to be his shoe, I will fight that cause to the end. Even at the end of the day, if the result at the end of the day does not go my way, it will be in the annals of history that I stood against this level of impunity. Fubara never did that. Fubara took the more easier option and he taken and submitted
so
to his oppressors.
On River State,
yes.
What do you expect? What do you think will be the outcome as Fubara is doing today?
What outcome? What outcome? What outcome?
I'm talking about governance.
Fubara is going there to be controlled by the FCT minister. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. We hear that certain.
You know what I asked? Okay. They say that they will not appoint commissioners for me. The person when I heard it, I laughed.
It's true. You
know
can.
why I laughed?
It's true. When you get a child.
Why I already laughed? Because you have already done local government election at his back. What else is commissioners? Do you understand? You have already done the local government election, which is the major thing. Stakeholders, and I'm not saying you are. It's just like in the
let me tell you. Let me tell you what actually happened. What happened was that when Fubara was suspended, some of the FCT loyalists were appointed in certain sensitive positions. Some of them some of them became
one of the former local government chairman that opened on national television.
One of a goat, something like that. Yes. He used derogatory term against the government. He's still the one in charge of Ikwere local, one Osike, something like that. One Osike. He was that one. His grudge with Fubara was that he was part of those that were local government chairmen before Fubara came on board, and noticed that they have their loyalty to the FCT minister. You understand? So Governor Fubara tried to suspend them and made effort to install his own people. So what I will say is this. Fubara is at the mercy of the FCT minister. Whatever the FCT minister tells Fubara, that's exactly what will happen. So the state is still within the control of the FCT minister. To say that he's not going to appoint commissioners or he's not going to appoint commissioners or anybody for the governor is quite laughable. It's quite laughable because as it is, Fubara is not a man of his own. He's been defeated. He was not only was Fubara defeated, Fubara was humbled. He was humbled. No
wonder he traveled abroad to beg.
He begged in Nigeria and begged in abroad.
That means